Hello, I'm Jashikins, and guess what? Guess what? The Strain Season 2 premiere was this week. I really love the series. I haven't yet gotten to reading the books, but the first season aired, and I was like, yeah, blah blah blah. I like this series. It's the vampire series, and I guess marketing must have not been too good at the start because people weren't aware this had anything to do with vampires. And so I love the season premiere. I think part of it was probably because I'm like, finally, I get another episode. It just sometimes, there's some series where you're like, God damn it, I'm gonna have to wait a while to see what happens next. And it starts out with like a little flashback of Abraham, who's that cool old guy, about one of the stories he was told about vampires. And yeah, it's like, hey, this dude is suffering from an illness, but he doesn't really care. He just likes helping children. And, it's just like, this is not going to end well at all. And lo and behold, it doesn't. And I don't know what the fuck happened at the end with, like, the worms being transferred so much. It's just like that vampire was regurgitating onto the guy, and it was just like, something must be going on. And then, the now guy that's okay, but now a vampire, goes back, and it's like, yeah, all the children start to disappear, and he liked children. And you remember what Abraham told the people from the CDC before. Once this vampirism strikes you, you start going after the ones you love. And so I think that's why the newborn vampire started to go after children, because those are the ones he loved the most. And the master might actually be this guy. I haven't read anyone really theories on this. I probably should do a better job researching. Probably should get into a bunch more groups of, the Strain fanatics, so I can be more up to date with this. But it just... the Strain Season 2 premiere is BK and why I'm sorry, just really, really excited. Let me see, I have a little ad in the background there. Sorry. I was eating chips and salsa before filming this. But I think the master might be this guy mentioned in the story, because the blind kids are given probably as a plan to the master. And it's just, the children kept on disappearing. So hence, that does seem to fit the modus operandi of this vampire. And it's just, the blind kids are just, once you're like, hey, these people are giving us funny, I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to end well. And nope, doesn't seem to be the case. But why blind kids? Is it because they're easier to get at, being conspicuous? I mean, this whole plan does seem to be a little invasive, but I guess it seems they're still at the point where they're trying to be at least a little bit secretive, that they know that the master knows how far he can push and how far he can't. And yet another common thing with dramas, characters withholding key information. Abraham seeks an alliance with the Ancient Ones. And Abraham does seem to know about them. Like in the previous season, it didn't really seem that clear. It seemed like he only knew about the Master, while not necessarily knowing about the Ancient Ones. So now I'm not really sure exactly what he knows, if he knows that the Master is a rogue or not. In any case, Abraham makes an alliance with them without telling the rest of the group. And Abraham is seeking something. I can't remember the name. Sorry, sometimes I have to watch episodes and I have a limited time frame of watching them, so I sometimes can't always, rewind. I mean, I do that a bunch of times, like pause and rewind, which is why it's never really a good idea to watch things with me. I restrain myself, but if you're like, hey, just watch it like you usually do, no. So he seems to really want this one thing, and he's like, yeah, I'll make a deal with you. And he goes back to the group and is like, yeah, I was just out walking, blah, blah, blah. What Ancient Ones? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know, it's just the whole thing with dramas of, let's not tell them. Yeah, why? Of course, the following season 3 had a subplot that really hinged on that and was much more annoying, but so right now I don't like it, but it doesn't seem to be that annoying, at least yet, and I hope they don't drag things on for too long, and I trust Guillermo del Toro not to fuck up. And my final thoughts on the Strain episode BKNY. I like it. I mean, I started this episode with this vlog without going my usual, hey, I'm having a review of The Strain, and here's the episode title. So yeah, it is. I liked it. Besides Abraham, we get to see the Doctor. God damn, I can't remember his goddamn name. I'm sorry. Effie? He's going on a little drinking spree. He's just saying, like, fuck it. And I think some people were complaining that the child actor from last season was too annoying and that this one is better. I don't know, maybe I'm just misremembering the first season, but god damn it, I don't fucking like this child actor. I don't like most child actors, but this one was like, please make some improvements, please, just, I guess this season they need an actor with better range, so hopefully there will be improvement. So I'll hold my final assessment of this child actor until the end of the season, at which time I might still bitch and moan. Who knows? Anyways, if you have any comments or questions about anything I mentioned in this vlog review, please comment below, ask questions, whatever, and even if it's something I didn't mention in this vlog review, please, bring stuff up because I don't mention everything. And I have been Jashikins owner at jashikins.blogspot.com, and if you go to my blog, you can see wonderful vlog reviews like these, some decent. And I'm working on the next part of my Animorphs reread of now, since I'm trying to get all the backlog of my season reviews, I'm doing basically some of my Animorphs reread and then one of my reviews. And I'm currently working on the season 3 review of The Following. So, look out for that. It'll be a written review, no vlog. And if you go to my blog on the sidebar thingy, you can see where else I'm on the web and say hi. And the dragon on the sidebar has been named by Jockerly77. So if you want to click the dragon, or if you want to click, his Jockerly77's name, please do. Jocker, it's linked to his YouTube account. So, I'm the co-host for his one of his podcasts, so, you know, he's a good guy and he's very smart, so, you know, check his stuff out. And if you watch me and you're like, I like what she does, I want to help support her, if you go to my blog on this sidebar thingy, there's some donation options. One is a link to PayPal donate PayPal button. There's a cafe press shop. On the bottom of nearly every blog post is a link to an Amazon ad. And if you want some writing done, you know, I have this great story idea, but I just can't write it, or I need this thing, you know, edited. I just want a first and second opinion on, you know, editing everything through. A link to my Fiverr account is on the sidebar. If you go to the link, Write and Chop. No. Mind you, if you're waiting for wanting a fic or original story, there's a little wait. I never expected like a little waiting line when I started doing this, so that's there. And if you're just watching this on YouTube and like, I'm not fucking going to a blog just to go to one of her other places, I'll be putting a link in the description for my Fiverr account. So, yay! And until next video, goodbye.